Yo, what's up YouTube? How you doing? It's your boy Dontaes Inferno here, coming to you with a different than usual video from what the content I put out. We are reacting to Ranked is Broken, but I have perfect fix for it for RIOT by NEACE, which is a high level player. If you have, you don't know about, he coaches and whatnot. But yeah, so something new we're doing on the channel. We're going to be reacting to high level players and their thoughts on meta, maybe, or going through the patch notes, and even like videos like this where he's kind of just talking about Ranked. I believe in this video. I haven't watched it yet, so I hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like and comment if you do, and let's get on to the video.
Thing is playing this video game and coaching it. So I really care about Ranked, and I really care about, personally, I care about North America scene because it's where I happen to live.
Hey, yo, you care about the North American scene? 06. I'm just saying. 06.
And I just want the game to be better, and I want this stuff to keep getting in people's ears and in people's minds, and I have a big following, and this is how I feel I can help. So I've done this multiple times. Before we get into my list,
it's really cool. Like, you can kind of tell that he actually cares though about the North American scene, because like he's obviously making, like, you know, big following, obviously a lot of money, but it's putting out content like this that's like that improves like overall players' lives, just like, you know, casual player and the competitive player. It just shows a whole bunch of, you know, how much he actually cares. Obviously making a lot of money runs the world, but you know, he's doing what he can with his platform.
Though, I have one thing that I have to advertise today, and that, my friends, is my second channel. If you guys have liked my coaching, you'll love my second channel. I've changed the name to League of Legends Challenger Coaching. There's going to be a link in the description below. My editor is doing a phenomenal job of making really good videos, good content, and basically doing more of what you guys like, which is the coaching. It's from myself. It's from my other coaches, which, by the way, coaches like Oryx, coach you know and love, you could book him at NEACE.gg. Coach like Phalaris, like Ray, all those guys, you could book at NEACE.gg. Wonderful coaches. And yeah, that's my advertisement. I don't hit you guys with sponsor ads. I don't hit you guys with that stuff. I advertise my own stuff, my own brand. So yeah, you got to deal with that.
Like I said, I actually had coaching by him one time. I actually have a video on the channel. Go check that out too. He's a really good coach, actually. I was playing NEACE at the time, and he coached me, and it was pretty good. It went well. He's obviously very knowledgeable and knows what he's talking about when he coaches.
To watch my YouTube channel, you have to deal with my ads. Yes, the NEACE ads. So without further ado, let's revisit yet again the things that should happen in order to improve Ranked. Now, listen, if you hear this list and you like it, share it. Share it wherever you can. Share it on Twitter. Share it with your friends. Message RIOT, please, because I truly believe.
Yeah, speaking of that, I will have a link to this video in the description. Go check it out if you want to check out the actual video that he has. And then do exactly as it says. You know, share the video. Because when it comes to fixing Ranked, we know we want to fix Ranked. If you play today, you know you want to fix Ranked. That shit, it's a horror show, all right? No, thank you.
That these changes that I'm about to show you guys could really improve the Ranked experience, not only for high elo, but for everybody. It doesn't have to be only for high elo. It's a culture thing. If the community agrees with the changes and starts campaigning for them, and I raise awareness for it, and people raise awareness for it, it could actually help. So we're gonna start this list off right. This is the I didn't title this properly. The Ranked Fixes Awesomest List. Yeah, list. Typing's hard. Elite play dodging still needs to go. Now, there's a big debate about dodging. I've heard Tyler 1, I've heard LS, I've heard all these different opinions about dodging. I'm going to frame it for you like this. Dodging needs to go for the health of Q times. Now, it doesn't have to go for low elo. It doesn't have to, it just has to go diamond and up. The reason why it has to go and what this will fix is Q times are getting higher and higher with this game. As more people figure out how to dodge, they're going to dodge more and more and more. When they realize it doesn't affect anything but LP, not MMR, they're going to dodge more and more and more. Now, I've heard LS mention, he said something along the lines of people don't dodge to get favorable matchups or favorable team comps or whatever, which is just complete. I love LS. That's complete bullshit.
Yeah, I have to agree. People, you're gonna dodge for if you hate the matchup. If it's like if you think it's an unplayable matchup top right, then you're just gonna dodge. Like there's no reason to play the game if it doesn't count against you, and the matchup was like complete trash garbage. And also like so also coming to the comps right. So like, and then even if you have a favorable matchup right top line, you're like, damn, our comp kind of sucks. There's no way I can carry this game even if I crush how hard I think I'm gonna crush and play it really well. I'm gonna win the game depending on just how the comp is and how I think the game's gonna play out from also possibly your players, right? So yeah, I don't know why Ellis would say that personally, anyway.
That sounds like that comes from somebody who's not playing solo queue that often, is what that sounds like. And I mean no disrespect, seriously, it just doesn't, because that's what happens. People look at a matchup. I hear it all the time on streams. I've heard RIOT talk about how he dodges matchups on one of my podcasts that he doesn't like. I've heard tons of players say, I don't want to face this player on this. I'm dodging this. I don't want to face so-and-so. I'm dodging. It shouldn't be in the game. People are using it to cheat. They're using it to get favorable matchups, to fold hands. Imagine you get your other team. That's cards. Those are hands that you're dealt. They're folding until they get favorable hands to play. All right. It needs to go. It's become a skill. Everybody does it, and it makes the queue times higher. The solution is simple. Once you're at Diamond MMR, you click rank, you click queue to find a game. It's like, hey, there's a little thing that pops up for the first few months or whatever, or even you could check a little box that says, don't show this message anymore. It says, hey, since you're in Diamond MMR or higher, you can't dodge or you lose. Right? Done. People say, oh, people will troll me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they will, but they're also going to just hard demote, right? If you're not trolling and they are, they're going to hard demote. It's a very simple solution. One trick ponies also will have to get a little bit better at.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense in theory, right? Everyone that you can't dodge your games anymore, so you just play them out, and people that it kind of weeds out even more the people that troll, right, or they leave the game or whatever for whatever reason they do, right? Kind of weeds them out even more. Every little thing, like every little fix you do to push towards trolls or people that are bad, like demoting, it all helps, right? Even if it goes down like a percentage over time, it all adds up to make like a healthier environment.
The game, that's good for the health of the game. That's good for the game. People will stop just giving up in champ selects and being willing to just sabotage or fake dodges or all that stuff. It will slowly phase out. Has to happen. This is the most important thing in League right now, and it's something that Riot failed. They spectacularly failed on addressing. They didn't actually change anything with the Mark Yetter post. Duo removed. That's number 2. It should be Solo Bolo. Yeah, I should be quoting that guy. What's wrong with me? There is a flex queue to play more team style ranked. And duo is just causing a ton of problems. It's caused funneling over the years, the Master Yi Tark funnel, the Yuumi bullshit strats that come out. Top laners just getting exploit dove by duos. Bot lanes getting just beat up by pro duos all the time. It's the thing that has basically inflated win rates and screwed with the actual ranking system for so long. Anybody that plays high elo knows I'm right. Stop lying. You know I'm right. For the good of the game, it should be removed. It should be removed everywhere, by the way, because there is a flex queue. There is a girl, I can't think of her name. She played Yuumi to Masters. Yeah, I can't think of her name right now. I think it's...
Damn, Yuumi to Masters. Fuck, bro. Fuck that. I mean, that brings up a good point, right? Like there's plenty of times where if you don't do well ranked, you're probably just like you're handicapping yourself, right? It makes it so much easier to play the game when you do unranked if you have like 2 good players. Because think about it, like you do that means possible like one less player that is either bad, a troll, you know, and I think I forgot the way MMR works, but I think if you know, if you do it with somebody higher ranked than you, then it helps your MMR, helps boost your MMR. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. You can let me know in the chat if I mean, in the comment section if I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And there is, I mean, the whole truth of the matter is that there is a flex queue, right? So why not just have one pertain to solo and one pertain to flex? Because I mean, you know, so if there was one pertain to solo, it's much more accomplished if you can get all the way to masters or whatever, you know, wherever rank you're getting to, if you do that all solo, whether if you did it, you know, solo, you know, doing with somebody. And also it does get rid of the whole what you call it, what's people, you know, people wants boosting, gets rid of boosting pretty much for altogether. If that, you know, I would assume that it would get rid of that in terms of in the solo queue, right?
I want to say it's Amelia Grace, something like that. I don't know. She played Yumi to master solo, so I don't want to hear support enchanters whining about this. No matter what your role, if you play solid, you play consistent, you climb, it's what it is. And guess what? If you're climbing slow, learn how to play a real carry role in ranked. Done. Everybody's going to fill those spots one way or another. And it shouldn't be through, you shouldn't be able to exploit or abuse the ladder system by duoing. And if you want to duo, there's flex queue, and this will increase flex queue population, and it'll make solo queue about serious gaming for solo players. Number 3, data mining and champ select, another big one. These first 3, man, I should like green these. These are just so, that's like data a booger mining. Green.
What is damn? I have no idea what that word means. What that is in League of Legends. So I'm going to find out here, I hope, but yeah.
I should like green these. These are like some of the biggest, just most important changes that could happen. So let me give you my thoughts here. So op.gg, you can look anybody up right now, and they can have a 15 loss streak or whatever, or they could have a 3 loss streak, or they could be wanting to work on a champion that they've trained on in norms on like a different account or something. There is no need to be able to data mine your teammates in a champ select. I don't care who you are. I will be the first to admit that I have done this, and you probably have done this. But it's also...
Well, fuck, I do it all the time. All the time, bro. You know what? Yeah, it's so bad when he says this, because I think about it right now. This is why I probably get a whole bunch of people that dodge me when I play my main account on my rank. So like I have a few different accounts, right? And one account, right, is it's like 80% rate. But it's going to plat 4 promos, right? 80% rate. It's like I think it's like 20 something games, right? 80 something rate. And then I have my my promos to plat 4 right now. Playing really well on the account. And then I have a main account which is hard stuck plat 4, bro. Like I was trying to relearn jungle. And I should have did it on a Smurf. And I ended up doing it on my main account because I was switching for my collegiate team. I was looking to switch roles, and I was like, okay, let me try jungle out. It didn't work out. I lost like 20 games. I went from like a 53% rate on my main account to like a 42%. It was bad. Like it was bad. So not only did I fuck the MMR that account up, like I fucked it up real hard, right? But it's like 42% rate. I know people just dodge. I think it's like 44 now because I've been playing on it a little more, and I'm not playing jungle anymore. My win rates have gone up, but it's hard to come back from like a 20, like a down 20, like 20 or 30, like under 50% win rate. That's it's pretty hard. So yeah, my other accounts though, they're doing really well. They're like 80% rates, so it's kind of awkward where you know, because I was diamond last year, and like imagine being like diamond 3, and then can't get out of plat 4 because you fucked yourself. I demoted from plat 1 to plat 4 playing jungle. That's how bad I was at jungle. So, you know.
So been done to you. It creates hostile champ selects, and in the event you're matched with the same losing teams from the last games, it further inflames tension. You should be able to opt out of sites like op.gg and all those, because it's for the player's protection, and it's also to make the games more about the actual ranked game itself. If players can't see names, if players can't judge others based on their stats and all that, people will have to focus on the game itself. All this stuff, dodging, yeah, like you could argue, like I'm a competitive guy. You could argue that like looking through team comps or looking at players and folding games, that's a skill, or that using op.gg to data mine your teammates, that's a skill. But at the end of the day, it's not what League should be about. We're spending way too much time doing stat tracker of Legends as opposed to playing League of Legends, the game. And the queue times and the toxicity of the game, a big part of a lot of the issues are from the dodging and from the data mining stuff. I find it very interesting that a company like Riot has allowed this to happen, considering that it's such an easy thing to just turn off. Yes, sites would take a ding to their bottom line, but at the end of the day, it's a very unhealthy thing to have.
I think it's interesting to like think about it in general, right? Because currently, as it's been going, we have the same problems. So it would be nice to see if we actually try these things out. Like, I obviously it takes money, right? To the possibility of losing how much money is. Maybe that's like where it's at. Maybe that's like where, like losing a giant part of the player base. Maybe that's what's scary. I'm trying to change something like this, but like the community is so toxic and it's going to just keep if you keep it the same way, it's going to stay like that. So at what point do you decide that it's worth to change these type of things, right? Or at least to try to change them to see, like go, take a chance and see if it improves or not. I would definitely be down. Currently, for those first three things, I would definitely be down to try these things.
To have right now in the game, you shouldn't be able to just stat track each other like that. It is very unhealthy. It shouldn't be a part of the game. It's not why they built the game. It's not why Riot built this game. It's not why any of us played this game, to have people look at our data and judge us based on win rates, losses, all that stuff. I mean, there's already enough negativity in this game, and I'm going to be the first to admit that I can't help myself that when it's there, and neither can anybody else. It shouldn't be there. That's the issue. It's not my fault, and it shouldn't be there in the first place. 4 is just an option, but it's not that important necessarily. So I put it down, though, because I do think it's still important. Disable chat and ranked for all players, or simply just allow players to opt out of chat. All intent can be communicated, as I taught in my boot camp a couple months ago, aka Pinglish, for those who did my boot camp. Pinglish. You can communicate anything you want to do through pings.
I mean, you can disable. You can just mute everybody. I mean, is he saying that he just wants an easier mute button? I mean, that's like a quality of life thing, I think. But I'm pretty sure you could just literally go and mute everybody. You mute all chat, and then you can go through each person and individually mute each one of them. So, yeah, I mean, maybe he just wants a button that just says mute all, right? There's a mute all / mute all, isn't there?
I prove it time and time again. SMS link for ranked only. China #1. Communism rules for League. Pog. Privacy is cool for the internet. It's not so cool for competitive team games, as you guys have figured out. Also, this reduces Smurf accounts if done correctly. Yeah, people will still Smurf, but it's more troublesome to do, making it harder for people to always be, making it harder to do for people, which is always good for the game at large. If you have to link your phones, if you have to link your accounts, it makes it a lot more difficult to make Smurf accounts. You can see here, I say in 6, we could tether all of our accounts together. People will behave more in ranked if they knew that the punishments actually had value and it was linked to you, your ID, your phone, your this, your that. It's going to be more inconvenient to get accounts. And people say, oh, people will still Smurf. People still don't wear seatbelts. You don't say, oh, well, we're not putting seatbelts in the car. Guys, it's the same thing. It's very simple logic. I've talked about this in previous videos. Why would we make it easier for people to Smurf? If you want Smurfing to be gone, make it more difficult, right? It's never going to go away completely, but inconvenience people that are doing it.
Yeah, like that's the exact point right there. Like, if you make something just harder to do, some people just won't. They just won't do it, right? That's what he's saying. I have this conversation with some of my people all the time. Are like, well, you're not going to get rid of all those Smurfs. The point is to lessen the Smurfs. That's the whole point. Just make it harder. Make it inconvenience. And or trolls. Smurfs and or trolls. For me, I don't really care about Smurfs in general. I more care about trolls, right? People that don't care because they'll just go on their other account. And I'm like, yeah, I got another account, so it's fine. But if you make it harder for the other accounts, they're like, Might not be able to play this game for a while. I'm kind of addicted to the game. That might suck.
Like myself, I have a big old list of Smurf accounts. I'll be the first right now. If I knew that these changes were in ranked, and ranked was going to be about serious ranked play, you know, the dodging stuff was going to be gone, all this stuff was going to be gone, I'll be the first person to play on one account. Me and a lot of content creators would do the same thing, because we know that people were getting punished. We know that all these gimmicks were out of the system, because these are high elo targeted changes. A lot of high elo guys, the guys that really care about the game, the longevity of the game, will like these changes. Last one, another controversial one, but I think another very important one. If these changes ever were to go through, these changes would obviously make high elo a lot different. One-trick ponies and trolls will lose more LP more often, and as a result, rank should be calibrated to the new and more competitively focused ladder. Riot accounts that had MMR exploits, not even really exploits, but just like imbalanced MMR. Boosted accounts, obviously. The Norms queue exploit that happened this year, where you could play a bunch of Norms games with high MMR players in Norms for some reason. And the Diamond 1 duo exploit stuff that was happening. All those things will be fixed as well with a hard reset. Yes, the ladder will be the Wild West for the first few months, but the ladder has actually not been hard reset, in I think over like 6 years, because Riot wants to make people feel like they retain rank even if they don't play.
And that's kind of crazy, yeah. A full MMR reset, and the grand scheme of things is completely right. Like, what does resetting them MMR, like, why would that be bad, right? Like, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, at all. Like you could just reset it every goddamn. I would say probably like every 2 or 3 years. Might make a reset. Maybe not yearly, right? Because going into different accounts, but every 2 or 3 years. But if with the current like system we have right now, if you change to the system that we're thinking about, like this whole system, if all of this changes got input, then they full MMR reset it. You probably might have to do that pretty at often at all. But yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Obviously, this is by design, but it's something that, again, if you guys share this information and use me as kind of like a guide, like a goalpost here, you can understand why that's a little silly. If I log into an account right now that's like 4 years old that had like Diamond 1 MMR, I could still play against Diamond players. Pretty fucked up if you think about it, and it shouldn't be that way. Last thing I'll say, bonus ranked incentives. Honestly, upon revisiting this talk again, I don't know if you really need it. I feel like if ranked was actually corrected, a lot of these exploits were finally fixed, I feel like people would want to play ranked more, and ranked would hold a little bit more value again. Right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen people making Challenger this year. And a part of me is just, I don't think I've ever felt so, like, people making high elo this year. I don't think I've ever felt so, like, whoopee-doo. Good job. You made high elo. Good job. With all these things that we talk about, with all these very clear exploits happening, with all these people that just don't even care about the ladder anymore, you got guys like me making stuff like these fixes would make the ladder matter a lot more. And the sad thing is like China, for example, Korea, it's a lot harder to get accounts. Ranked matters more to these guys because of that. Some of these changes are already in play. It makes me sad because it is such an easy fix for a lot of regions. It's so easy to make the game better for a lot of regions and to make ranked a place where skill is the most important thing. Not smurfing to feel good about yourself. Not data mining to make people feel bad about what.
Yeah, so I agree with what I personally, I think incentives would be like the bomb diggity, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where we should be. It should be putting some incentives up there. Personally, that's what I think. But in terms of like what he's talking about, so like he's talking about like Korea and China. It's definitely more of a, at the beginning of this, he was talking about culture, right? And culture in NA is just not set up for gaming yet. Also, in general, we're definitely more of a like laid back in terms for gaming. Like, it's just now getting to the point. Like, I'm going to college for a scholarship for gaming right now. I have a scholarship to play video games. That's what I do. And that's like a super new, like, when I tell people that, they're like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, it is kind of crazy because in North America, or in America in general, North America, I'm not really sure how Canada what they do, right? But it's just gaming is just not like as respected in terms of being an actual job or an actual esport or actual sport compared to esports to sports, right? But it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. So maybe Riot's just going along with the culture to keep up with the to maximize profit. And once the more the more competitive we get as a culture, the easier it is to, I think, maybe implement these things because they don't see any downside to it. Because these things are really, all these things, as he's talking about, they're really adhering to what the high level players want, or the really competitive players want, and not as so much as the casual players. Like these are all like competitive changes. That's all it really is. For it is, it's ranked, so it's competitive, right? But these are all changes for competitive, and it seems that we're more of a casual society.
What they're doing, these changes are just super simple to enact, and they would fix the game. So that's just what I think. I'll be back again in about 4 or 5 months to post this again. You know why? Because I'm dedicated to the craft, right? And yeah, you guys know I love the game and I love you. If you like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff.
All right, guys. As he said, it's beautiful that he loves the game, and it's beautiful that he takes the time to make these type of videos. And he actually wants to fix ranked. Like I said, as a collegiate player, I want to fix ranked. I would like to, get higher elo, and not have to deal with some of the stuff that we deal with in the rank ladder, where you get like 2 to 3 trolls a day, and then bad things happen, or you get like a masters player in your game. You're like, well, I know how they feel now because when I smurf against golds. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a comment, drop a like, and subscribe. I will see you guys later. Peace.